Hello, we are here doing another manicure with Bella Hoot, and this is our Gnome Sunflowers. It'll probably be the last sunflowers I do for a while, so let's get started. So when you get your nail strips, you're going to get an orange stick and a file, and then I'm using one of our manicure sets. I took the scissors out, and so I'm going to cut open the side, and I forgot to check if I deleted enough space off my camera, so if I get cut off, we'll do 2 videos like usual, because I get cut off all the time. One of these days I'll be all the way prepared, but it's been a busy day, so we're just going with it. Which is how it usually goes. That's why I do quick manicure. So I need to have this done before dinner. The oven goes off, so we've got like 14 minutes about. So let's see how this goes. So we take our sheet out. Since I have short nails, I'm going to cut it in half because I only need this half to do a manicure and a pedicure. I've already prepped my nails, which means I pushed my cuticles back. And I actually have a top coat on them. And I've, shaped them so they're all prepped and ready to go. So, and you'll get an alcohol swab too to wipe them off after you have filed them. These are an exclusive design. These will never be back. Even if we do a restock of any sort, it will very likely not be these. Because when we do exclusive designs, we have to do a big print of them. And then that's usually it. So I'm going to save these for another mani-pedi. I might start sending these out to you guys because I always like to do different ones so we can put pictures on the website. So if anybody's interested in getting a free mani-pedi, other half of what I don't use, let me know. Say free mani-pedi and we'll see if we can't get you one. Okay, so I have this left and what I want to do is figure out what size I need. So I know I need this end one. And then I already know from previous ones that I can skip this one, these 2, and the big one. So that's my pedicure set. And if you need any information on how to do a pedicure out of these 3, comment pedicure. And I'll get you the info for that. So that leaves me lots of sunflowers and a set of gnomes for my accent. Next thing I want to do is go through and take off all of the plastic protective top thingies because it's really hard to get them off later. So I do them all at once and then I'll set up which nails go where so I'm ready for them. So for example, this is my thumb, this is my pinky. The biggest one will go on my middle finger, which is that one. The smallest of the 2 I usually put on my pointer finger. And I already took 4 out of the 5 plastic tops off, so that's my 5th. So there's my ring finger. Now, since I have really short nails, I can cut these all in half. It doesn't have to be perfectly in half because I have really short nails, so close is close enough. These are really pretty. I wonder if you can see dragonflies on them too. And I said this on one of the videos before, but I think it got cut off. Since I take pictures for the website, I usually decide which hand I'm going to do the picture of. And that's the hand that I put all of the rounded edges that are machine cut. And then I take the hand I'm not going to take the pictures of and I do the ones I cut myself. Doesn't really matter though. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll notice that it still looks great. So I can cut these off too. So what I do is these scissors are a little bit curved. So that's why I like using these. And you just cut off your silver edge. Put that over in our trash pile. And I'm not a perfectionist, so it doesn't really bother me if they're not perfect. But again, you'll see you really can't tell. I mean, if there's a sharp edge I accidentally leave on, then that I'll cut off. Okay. So now for the day, just so, again, I say this all the time, but if you can have your dishes done for the day, your showers done for the day, if you're going swimming, any way you can use less water after you do your manicure, better. And so again, I'm not going to take a picture of this hand, so I'm actually going to start with this bottom row on this hand, and I always work for my pinkies outwards. That way these are the last 2 nails I do because they're the ones that I use the most in my manicure. So I usually lay mine down on one side. You could do the bottom, but I like to do it from the side. I don't know why. And then smooth it over. And then once you've got that smooth, you can fold this down on the edge and get this out of the way. When you file, you want to file only one direction. So I go down, pick up, and that way you're not lifting up the nail strip when you come back up, and it just helps make sure that your manicure will stay. So these are all little things. If you forget, it's not detrimental. It's just that everything that you can to make your manicure last longer, the better. So you want a nice smooth edge. That way it doesn't get caught on anything. And again, you want to go just one direction when you file. So I'm going to do my other pinky now. So if you want to let me know where you're watching from, I'm in Arizona and it is summertime right now, so it's super hot. We just went and got our water park passes for the year so we could stay nice and cool. And we have a new recreation center too right by us. That's really nice. So we have something close and something far to keep us cool. What's your guys' favorite way to stay cool in the summer? We do lots of water stuff because, again, we're in Arizona. So if we can make it out to the lake, we go to the lake. We just got to stay super hydrated. We like swimming. All that fun stuff. So there you go. So far, so good. All right, so we're doing the bottom. And I really do love these dragonflies. We get so many in at once that sometimes I miss the little details, especially if I'm not I didn't create this exclusive design. We had a designer that would create them, and then a couple of us small business owners would share those designs. So this is very beautiful. If you notice, I use my orange stick a lot. That's just to keep my oils off the other side when I'm removing the nail strip. The less oils you get on your adhesive backing, the better. So again, downward, not up. And you can see that I can kind of cut some with my thumbnail. And then that way, now I'm just getting off any excess and rough edges. But see how, for some reason, the corner always sticks right there. So that's why I like using my thumbnail. And then once you get the sticky part off of you, there you go. Then you can just clean it up. There we go. All right. So I can smell the oven. So hopefully we have enough time. I think we're going to be good. So let's see. We talked about where I'm living, not necessarily where I'm from. I was born one state over. We moved here for work when I was 8. My dad's job brought him here. Now over here I missed a spot of my nail, so I can actually lift this a little and just stretch it a smidge. If that doesn't work, you can completely lift it up and fix it. You can still see some of it, but again, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not going to lift it all the way up. I'm going to try and stretch it a little bit more, and I'm good with that. But you don't want to lift it too many times, but you can pick it up, once or twice if you need to replace it. But the less you have to do, and you'll see when I do my right hand, I tend to move my dominant hand versus the file. It seems to just help me versus trying to awkwardly file with my left hand. That's what I love about these. You're not having to try to paint your nails with your non-dominant hand. And I mean, where are you going to get these beautiful designs with just nail polish? Okay. Almost halfway there. My kids are in Boy Scouts, so we're going to start some of their Boy Scout stuff over the summer, even though they're not in Scouts, again, actively meeting until, see, that one I had to pick up. That one was way off. So, and then the other thing you want to do is line it up next to your cuticle, not over it to where the nail strip is on the skin. So this one's a little big. Now there's two things I can do. I can either trim it, or I can just make sure that it's not over that cuticle. See, like right there? So I can trim it if it's too, that's where I got one of those sharp edges when I cut. But essentially you just want it as flat as you can get it with no air bubbles. And then you want to make sure that it's all on the nail, not the cuticle, not the skin. And that way it'll stay. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And I may end up trimming just that small. This one seems just a smidge bigger than they normally are. And that happens every once in a while. They just seem like they're a smidge bigger than. But again, taking that time to just trim that little bit off will you know, make sure that your manicure lasts as long as it can. You probably need a new file. You guys get a new file with every set. You can use your file over and over, which I do, since I don't, oops, since I, you know, I'm just taking this out of inventory. This one's probably ready though to go. It's getting pretty dull. So I was able to get all of that onto the nail. I'm just making sure I don't have any little air bubbles on the edge, which I did. And then can just make sure that edge is nice and smooth. So sometimes you have to work just a smidge harder to make sure you've got a really good fit, but it's worth the extra time. This keeps faking me out because of the way that this is the design. I keep thinking it's not laying straight, but it is. Okay, so next one. Looks like we're doing pretty good on time. We're at about 12 minutes, so we're almost there. And you might find that your nails are even different sizes. So like this one looks like it's going to fit a lot better where the other one didn't. It won't take as long to trim this one. I'm going to be doing a painting video next. We'll see. Hopefully I don't get too much paint on my new manicure. But it should wash off regardless. There we go. So you'll start seeing some Bible journaling on our channel. We did make a new channel since we kind of have been really faith forward in Bellahoot. And it, you know, that's not something you saw on our old channel. So if you're following our old channel, you might give us a new follow and you'll start seeing like some Bible journaling stuff, maybe some prayer Bible stuff coming up on the channel. And we will be offering both digital and printed products to just help you in your faith journey or make your faith journey creative. It's something that's helping me with the loss of my dad, so I wanted to share that with others in case it'll help them through something that they're struggling with, or maybe it'll just, you know, enhance their time of growth and faith. Oh, I actually did these backwards and put the, that's okay though. The bottom one's going on this side of the hand instead. So, and I just like doing this. It's easier for me to get these apart too if I'm not fighting with my fingers. I get a corner up and I stick it to the orange stick and pull it. And then that way my oils are only getting on most of the edge that I'm going to cut off anyways. As long as I don't grab it the wrong way. So as you can see, you can easily get a manicure done in 15 minutes. No drying time, no drips, super easy. They can last up to 2 weeks. They can technically last longer, but at that point you're going to probably grow out at the bottom and want to change them anyways. In the summertime, it just depends on, how many chemicals you're putting on. Some sunscreens might interact with your strips, but for the most part, I found that I can, wash my hands, use sanitizers, swim, do dishes, clean, all the things. And if you do have trouble with your sunscreen, you can, obviously try a different sunscreen. Like I've noticed there's one brand of the sprays, and I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you what it is because we just stopped buying it. I stick with either the like the lotion type of ones, or I think we buy an off-brand at either Walgreens or Walmart, and it doesn't seem to have a problem. But anyway, some of the spray ones will make your manicure tacky, so it just depends too on your, the way your body reacts to stuff. But I'm very thankful that these last just about anything. They can still, the edges can still get roughed up if you're really hard on your nails. Like when I make jewelry, if I'm using a split ring and I'm using my nail to open up the piece of jewelry, like you'll see I actually broke this thumbnail. That's why it's really short and harder to get the edge off right there. And there went my oven. So look at that. Perfect timing. About what are we at? We're at 16 minutes. So if you're not yammering like me, you'd get it done in 15. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a very blessed day, week, weekend, whenever you do catch this. Since we don't do it live, we upload them usually. So for me, it is what? Friday evening. My son has districts for Taekwondo tomorrow. So he's excited. It's the highest title they can get as a colored belt. He's a purple belt. And my husband's going as well. I qualified, but I'm not going to compete this year. You have to qualify for districts. It's a pretty big thing, but I want to go watch my kiddo. Oh, I love him. What do you guys think? Talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching.